After a disappointing election in 2019, the Liberal Democrats were looking to improve in 2024, and they certainly managed that. Ed Davey said that he wanted to target the areas where the Conservatives were strongest, and they did, increasing their seats to 72, mostly within former Conservative strongholds. Now, this matters because the performance of the Liberal Democrats helped increase the scale of the Conservatives' defeat. So one of the interesting things about the 2024 election is that the Liberal Democrats managed to win so many more seats, despite the fact that they didn't win much more of the vote than they did in 2019. Now, the reason for that is because their vote share this time around was a lot more concentrated. They won a higher vote share in places where they were the main challenger to the Conservatives, and their vote share did not increase to the same level in places where they weren't. So, using data from the latest wave of the British Election Study Internet Panel, we can see that one of the key reasons why the Liberal Democrats managed to concentrate their vote was tactical voting. Now, tactical voting is where someone votes for a party other than the one they like the most in order to stop one that they don't like winning in their constituency. So the Liberal Democrats have historically been one of the biggest beneficiaries of tactical voting. In this chart, we can see that in areas where the Liberal Democrats were the main challengers to the Conservatives, Labour voters were far more willing to lend their vote to the Lib Dems. These areas are places where the Liberal Democrats had won or had come second to the Conservatives in 2019. These tend to be suburban, more affluent areas, predominantly within the south of England. And a large proportion of people who supported Labour before the election was announced switched to backing the Lib Dems in those constituencies. This wasn't the case in places where the Lib Dems weren't the direct challenger to the Conservatives. In places where the competition was between Labour and the Conservatives directly, far fewer Labour voters switched to the Lib Dems on election day. Instead, many Liberal Democrats switched to support Labour in those areas, indicating that there was some coordination between the Lib Dems and Labour supporters in an attempt to oust the Conservatives. Tactical voting is more common when people strongly dislike one party and are indifferent about the others. And we can see in this graph that over the last 10 years, that has become true of Labour and Liberal Democrat supporters. The Liberal Democrat supporters have increasingly started to dislike the Conservatives while remaining indifferent about Labour, whereas Labour voters have become increasingly more positive about the Lib Dems while strongly disliking the Conservatives. As a result, in 2024, there was fertile ground for tactical voting between these parties to oust the Conservatives. So overall, the Liberal Democrats will be really happy with their performance in 2024. Without changing their vote share much, they've managed to increase their share of the seats quite dramatically. And they've managed to do that by clearly positioning themselves as the anti-Conservative option, encouraging many people to vote for them tactically to get rid of the Conservatives. While that's worked really well in 2024, one of the things the Lib Dems are going to have to think of is how they act and how they adapt to a situation where the Conservatives are maybe not as unpopular as they were heading into the last general election.